Join Lisa Stern and I as we talk about how healing your body is your decision to make. Lisa Stern faced lots of adversities in her life, and that all started as she was quite young. She was diagnosed with several different autoimmune diseases and experienced hearing loss. As her healing journey became rough, she asked herself why those things were happening in her life. She nevertheless thought that her soul lived in her heart, and she pondered what needed to be changed for her to be who she was meant to be. Despite the fear, Lisa took a different path and decided to take action in her life. Lisa is a certified functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner who helps show strong, smart, independent women how to take back control in their lives. Lisa helps women balance their hormones naturally so they can eat right, nourish their bodies, release stubborn weight, and re-energize to do more of the things they love. She is the hormone fixer that adds simple solutions to live your most vibrant life all in one place. Lisa is the author of How to Lose Weight Without Dieting. Grab your coconuts, whatever that means, and be ready to be inspired and empowered as Lisa. Welcome to the Coconut Soul Podcast. It's really a pleasure and a blessing for me to welcome you. We were just talking before, and I was blessed. We both smell good now with our essential oils. And I know this is going to be a beautiful and relaxing, blessing interview. This being said, let's get started. Lisa, I'd love us to tell us more actually about your self-love journey.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Nikki. I greatly appreciate this opportunity to be here and to just kind of share what happened to me, where I was, and what happened in all my past history of what got me to where I am today.
My pleasure, Lisa, and thank you.
Yeah, so exciting. So I was diagnosed at a very young age with several different autoimmune diseases. And it first began when I was young, probably around 5 or 6, and I developed asthma. And I went through steroids after steroids after steroids and asthma attack and hospital visits and you name it, it happened to me. And shortly after that, probably in around maybe the 11, 12-year-old age range, I lost my hearing. And it was a mild hearing loss at the time, but nobody could figure out why. What caused it, why all of a sudden I learned how to speak perfectly and I lost my hearing. Well, because it was so mild, I was able to still understand and hear through the use, obviously, of hearing aids.
Yes.
And over time, my hearing loss got worse. And when I was 23 years old, I actually lost all understanding of speech discrimination. So I couldn't be in a room and have a conversation with someone unless I could read lips, or unless they signed for me, because I couldn't hear them. And thankfully, I have that great skill of reading lips. And nobody taught me. It was just a trait that I had picked up. And
Good
I
for
was
you.
still able, right, exactly, right? I was still able to function with the use of hearing aids, being able to read those lips. But nobody could figure out what happened to me. And
I'm curious to know.
Right, exactly. So I had, years has gone by, right? And I had hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of testing done to see if they could find anything in my inner ear or my middle ear or something in the brain that could have triggered the hearing loss. And all they would come back with was autoimmune. Something attacked your immune system, and you unfortunately it attacked your inner ear and you lost your hearing.
Okay.
And when I was in my 20s, because I no longer could function with the use of hearing aids, I actually went and had surgery
Okay.
and had 2 bilateral cochlear implants put
Okay.
in, and I received almost 90% of my hearing back with them on.
Wow.
So not with them off, I absolutely hear nothing. I mean,
Okay.
I am completely deaf and I hear nothing.
Okay.
So the moral of my
So
story
I have
here
a
is
question, just quick question about that. So that means you can turn them on and off when you want, or?
I can disconnect them. Yeah,
Oh,
I can
okay.
disconnect them. So they are external
Yes.
and they're connected via magnet. And
Okay.
I'm able to, I don't sleep with them and I don't shower with them because
Okay.
they're not waterproof, they're water resistant.
Okay.
So here I am.
Thank
That's
you.
2 autoimmune diseases,
Yes.
right? And then in my 40s, I developed Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism for
Mm-hmm.
no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, did I deserve this?
No.
Why is
Mm-hmm.
this happening to me? I
Mm-hmm.
thought I was healthy. I ate really well. I exercised really well. I thought I was doing all the right things. And then all of a sudden it hit me. The weight started coming on. The mood swings started happening. I had to pull over on the side of the road for 20 minutes to take a nap just so I could get through the day. The
Mm-hmm.
fatigue was unbearable. And all of a sudden, I couldn't exercise anymore. I felt awful. I couldn't get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, there has got to be a way for me to heal my body without staying stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't deserve any of this, right?
No.
Nobody deserves to be sick or nobody
No.
deserves to have multiple things happen to them. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, I really want vibrant health. I really want to be able to live my life to the best of my ability, having energy, right?
Yes.
Having energy, um, doing the things that I love to do, being in
Yeah.
nature, walking at the beach,
Yes.
watching the sunrise, all
Mm.
the things that soothe your soul,
Yes.
right? And I thought, there's no way I can get out of bed with this awful autoimmune disease.
Mm.
Because when you have Hashimoto's, it affects your immune system.
Mm.
And when you have hypothyroidism, it affects your endocrine system. So it's 2 different systems, but they're so interconnected
Yeah.
that they work together. And it's like, oh,
Mm.
well, why didn't anybody teach me how I could heal?
Mm.
And I had to take matters in my own hand and do it for myself.
I like that. That's an empowering question. From what you've said, well, I have many questions. 2 that I would absolutely want to ask, and we're gonna take them one at a time, but I'm still gonna state them both right now to make sure that I remember. The second one will be because I see you and I think that you were able to manage the weight. And I don't want to, well, I know you have a gift at the end, but so I'm saying a lot, but sometimes it's difficult to keep a secret. So that's going to be one of the questions because I want to know a bit of how you did it. And the first question is when you said, I don't deserve this.
Mhm.
And I want to know how you were able to deal with this. Like at one point, now you know that you didn't deserve this, but was there a challenge at one
Mhm.
point? I'd like to know about that.
100%. Sure,
Mm.
100%. As the weight kept creeping up, I sat in my closet and I
Mm.
cried
Oh.
and I cried and I
Ah.
looked in the mirror and I said, this isn't the person that I want to be. Why is this happening to me?
Mhm.
Why am I so challenged
Mm.
with a condition that is out of my control?
Yeah. Mhm.
Why me? Why me is what I kept saying.
I get
Every
it.
time I would put a piece of clothing on, it didn't fit. I'd cry. The tears would. I would hide in my closet, and I didn't want to come out. I
Mm.
hated the person. that I was on the outside, right? I
Yeah,
didn't love the person who I was seeing in
I
that
get it.
mirror.
It did not reflect who you were.
That's right. That's
How
right.
did you deal with that? Because it's really difficult when there's it's a break. It doesn't correspond. Sometimes it's with the image, with the body image. And there's a parallel to make. Maybe we're not going to talk about this together, but I do see it. Sometimes it's how we act, how we react. It's
Sure.
not
Sure.
who we are inside.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I knew deep down that I was a loving,
Mm,
nurturing person,
yes.
right? I knew that that's who I am in my heart, right? I believe
Yes.
that in my heart. I believe that in my soul, right?
Mhm,
And I knew when I sat there, I said, this isn't me. I don't want to be on medication
mhm,
to change the person that I am over here.
mhm,
I'm stuck. I'm challenged. There's things in my body that aren't working for me, they're
mhm.
working against me.
Yes.
So I had to take a step back and really ask myself, well, what needs to change?
I love it. Yes.
Because if I stayed there, I would have continued to go down that rabbit hole
Exactly.
because my thoughts create my feelings,
Mhm,
and my feelings create my behaviors,
mhm,
and my behaviors create my results.
mhm. Yes.
And when I took that step back and said, okay, let's put your big girl pants on
Yeah.
and stop feeling stuck.
Yes.
Let's find a way to help you get back to being that loving, vibrant, energized woman because that's who we're meant to be.
Mhm. Yes. So you knew you had to do this. Was there some fear? If so, how did you overcome it?
100%. Well, there was the fear of failure, right? There was
Mhm.
the fear of, well, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
There was the fear of, oh, am I going to find someone that's going to love me for me
Uh,
despite my conditions, right? Despite the condition that I have, am I going to find someone that's going to love me because
yeah.
I want to be loved,
Of course. Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it was there was a lot of fear, but I chose to not let that fear put me further into scarcity.
Yes.
I chose to take that fear and turn it into opportunity.
Yes. That's the essence of crisis from people that
Right.
listen to the that listen to the channel. They know it. Crisis in Greek, right? Opportunity, two two rows. This we have to
Yeah,
choose one. What are you gonna make it from it?
that's
I
right.
love it. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I could have stayed there or I could have taken a different I could have gone in a different lane that
Yes.
was going to put me on a better path to better health, right?
Yeah.
And I chose to take that lane and not
Amazing.
continue to stay stuck.
Okay, that's great. And then that lane that you chose obviously helped you manage your weight.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sure that a lot of women, of course, men, we don't talk only to women, but a lot of women would like to know how you did it and how you still do it, especially as we get older women. Typically, we do tend, it doesn't have to be that way, but that's how for a lot of women it is. We do tend to gain weight.
Yeah.
What are your secrets? Like, we want to know at least top 3 secrets.
So, my biggest secret before I even could tackle the weight piece of
Yes.
it, I
Ah,
had to work on loving me from the inside out.
Yes.
not from the outside in, right?
You're
So
preaching to the preacher, and I love it because self-love is at the basis of everything. So
it is. That's right.
yes,
That is
thank you,
absolutely
Lisa.
right.
Yeah.
And from there, I had to create my boundaries
Yeah.
and I had to create my non-negotiables.
Yes.
What was I a yes for and what was I a no for?
Yes.
Otherwise, I would continue to go backwards and further work downstream and not work upstream.
And I'm going to stop you for a second because I'm all for what you just said, but I could imagine somebody that's watching your interview right now, watching the show, and I could imagine how frustrating it is to hear
Yeah.
that. So we're just going to take a step back. And I would like you to explain how what you just said is related to maintaining optimal weight, or even to being able to shedding that weight, that overweight, that extra weight that is not ours to start with.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So when I created the boundaries, I had to decide, am I going to diet or am I not going to diet? Or am I going to really learn to understand what my body needs and what my body's missing? Because think about it, weight loss is the side effect when you balance all areas of your life, right? When you restore hormonal balance and you release weight and you eat right, right? When you think about eating right for your body, because I'm unique and I'm bioindividual, where you're unique and you're bioindividual to you.
Yes.
So what works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for someone else.
That's right.
So I had to look at, what did I do in the morning first thing that set me up for success, that carried me through my day?
Yes.
Instead of thinking about what I couldn't have, I
yes.
had to think about what I could have.
I love it.
Makes sense.
It totally does, Lisa. And I'd love you to tell us more. We are running out of time. Luckily, you have a gift. And if people want me to interview you again, they could say it, write it down in the comments. So we have two options there. They're going to be able to contact you in just a second. And they could let us know that they want to see you here and they want to hear you on the Coconut Soul podcast again.
Yes.
And you also, you could share anything you'd like before you tell us about your gifts. So Lisa, what are your closing thoughts, or what do you have on your heart rather, that you'd like to share with our viewers right here and now?
Yeah. So the biggest thing I can share is, remember, difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. No part of your wellness journey is going to be linear, because if it was linear, everybody would be doing it. There's going to be ups and downs along the way. There's going to be the bumps in the roads, right?
Yes.
So when you follow that journey, remember, when you get there, it's going to be beautiful. Hug it, embrace it, and love on you even more.
Wow.
Because you're worthy and you're deserving of having that vibrant health. Because if I can do it, will you?
That is beautiful. That's encouraging, Lisa. Thank you. I hope that for you, my beautiful soul that's listening to it, that you take it for yourself, because it's a gift for you. And I know, Lisa, that I take it for me also. And when you're talking about that road being bumpy and not straight, that's me. I'm non-linear. I don't know how to say that word in English, but it's itératif. That's what it is in French. I don't know if it sounds familiar in English, but itératif, it means that we go a bit and then we readjust and we readjust. And that's the word that was on my mind and my soul today. So it is beautiful.
I love it.
You wanted to say?
Yeah, I said, I love it. That is just beautiful.
It is synchronicity. And what's even more beautiful is that you have a gift for people today that want to continue their journey and continue or start a relationship with you. Please tell us about your gift, Lisa.
Yeah, so I have an ebook for all of you. It's called How to Release That Weight Without Ever Dieting Again. And I share with you my principle on how to go about that weight that's stubborn, that weight that's stuck, because we as hormonal women experience that weight and we need to shift what it is that we're doing. And inside my ebook, I teach you how to do that. And I'm really excited for all of you to get that gift that I have for each and every one of you.
Wow. So am I. Because we know how challenging extra pounds are for women, not only for body image, but for the impact.
That's right.
That's the impact.
Absolutely correct. Beautiful.
Lisa, this interview was a blessing. I love your energy, your experience, and all the blessings, the beautiful insight that came out from the challenges that you faced from such a young age. And then as you were starting in life, you inspire me. Thank you so much for sharing your story today, Lisa.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate this so much.
Bye. I'm looking forward to welcoming you again. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nikki.
That was really a fun interview. Before the interview had started, Lisa and I were putting on our essential oils. That gave the tone to the interview. As Lisa mentioned, it's all about getting back to being that loving, vibrant, energized woman, because that's who you are meant to be. Make sure to grab Lisa's gift, How to Lose Weight Without Being Dieting. Click the link below to access Lisa's gift.